here to give some insight on the ins and outs of gaining a tertiary qualification is the MD of Pride Factor, Dean Botha, and we're joined by our very own Katlego Maboe on our couch this morning. Guys, how are you?
Great.
Yeah, it's been a great morning so far, isn't it?
It's so good to finally have you on that side of the couch, Kat, and of course, Dean, you are no stranger to our screens.
Well, thank you.
But you're here for a very different reason this morning. The very first question that we want to ask you, when it comes to studying further, of course, grade 9 is a very important time, but it's such a young age to be making such big choices when it comes to what subjects to choose, where you're going to study. What are some of the things we need to be taking into consideration?
Dan, I think one of the important things is obviously we've got so many opportunities available to us nowadays when the youngsters finish school, and you know some of the choices that need to be made at an early age are rather vital. So I mean, there's different things you can do. You can get a job, you can become an entrepreneur, you can study further, or of course, if you're fortunate enough, you can go travelling. So Katlego was one of those young gentlemen that decided to study further, and.
Well, you mentioned going travelling. Let's talk about this whole thing of a gap year.
Yeah.
It's something that wasn't available to me because I was basically told, go study. But what is the benefits of taking a gap year?
I'm not too sure. Did you take a gap year?
I didn't take a gap year. I would have loved to take a gap year like anyone else who had the chance to do so. And what I understand from most of my friends is that obviously it provided them with a great worldview, opened up their minds to what is available out there, and they all came back with this idea that you know, anything was possible as a result of that. And I think there's great advantage in being able to do that. But like I said, you know, finances aren't always available to do that. And that's where I guess studying can also pave its way through that, because, for instance, through the course that I studied, which was BCom Chartered Accountancy, and the company that I was contracted to at the time, I could have gone on secondment and have been able to work for a branch of the company overseas, which would have given me that travel opportunity as well. But of course, I guess it all depends on where you are at life in terms of your family situation as well. But for me, it worked out best in going to study because I had the fortune of having a bursary at this institution where I was able to study in the economic faculty. And I thought to myself, well, you know, let me honor my mom's kind of wish to go and study. I wanted to be a musician already out of school, go and study BMUS. But she didn't necessarily see the future in that, especially because the entertainment industry is such a volatile place to work in. One day you're hot, the next day you're not. And so she wanted a more secure future for myself, and that's why she, I guess, coerced me into that.
I love that you're saying that, because I wanted to be a fashion designer straight out of school. But I was told that it's a very cutthroat industry, so why don't you rather go and get a degree, something that you can fall back on? And I love that you're saying a lot of us have those creative talents. We want to be able to go into the entertainment industry. What was the value of choosing to go for a degree rather and then pursuing things later?
I think for me, firstly, it did provide that security that no matter what would happen in my career in entertainment, I would have a fallback plan. And, you know, not that I necessarily intend on using it, because over the years I've developed other talents and other skills that would allow me to find myself in other avenues. But what I would say is that, like you, who wanted to be a fashion designer and I wanted to be a musician, I didn't necessarily let the fact that I was studying for a professional degree to limit me from exercising my talents. So while I was studying full-time, I joined a band, Flip a Coin, and it's through Flip a Coin and exercising my passion there that I found my way into entertainment. So it doesn't mean that studying a degree immediately cancels out your dreams to be anything that you'd like to be.
I've got to ask, Katlego, when you were studying, was there any chance of you being able to do anything else at the same time? I mean, were you able to have a job or focus on anything else? I mean,
while I studied full-time, I was part of Flip a Coin. I worked a full-time job at Virgin Active. I partied just like any other students and still had my grades there. It's all just about time management and being able to prioritise what's most important to be done now. And you do that first.
I love that, Dean. I wanted to ask you before we run out of time, financing studies. Like we said, Kat didn't just focus on the studies, and I love that education's become this big thing in our country. People want to educate themselves. What are some of the options when it comes to financing your studies while still being able to do it?
It is tricky. Obviously, some are born into the fortunate couple where they can go and just finance it themselves. Others apply for bursaries. Nowadays, with it being the information age, obviously we've got sources available to us. So as Katlego was saying, you are able to study and work or focus on your creative skills while you're traveling. We do have this information available to us, which I think is making the world of difference.
Well, I love having you here. Kat, thank you so much for joining us on that side of the couch for a change. And we need to continue having these conversations because I think young young people need to know that there are a myriad of avenues that they can choose when it comes to educating themselves and, of course, creating a brighter future. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Now, the opportunity to expand your knowledge, skills and capabilities with a tertiary qualification is one that needs to be taken very seriously and used as a gateway to paving that path to success. It's my feel good.